Welcome back to another video for this series. The overarching theme for this video is going to be identifying and analyzing malicious activity. And we'll be doing a few different things to cover this. First is going to be analyzing resource utilization. It's essential to monitor the resource utilization of devices, right? Because a sudden increase in resource utilization, such as increased network traffic or processor consumption, can indicate a network related attack, right? So Windows OS has a native application that can be used to monitor resource utilization, and other tools are available that can be used to get more details about resource utilization. So what we're going to do first is let's head to the task manager. All right, let's see. So we can see all the details here, and we can see how much memory is being used, how much of the full 100% of that memory is being taken up, and the CPU, the computer processing unit, right? So let's take a look at the performance, right? So we see the performance looks kind of high as for the CPU, mid-level, and depending on what it looks like historically, that would determine if anything is of alarm, should be alarmed or not, right? So sudden increase, of course, like let's say if it's typically around, let's say 46%, which is right there. And then next thing you know, it's going up to 93, 94, and there hasn't been any major business changes for it to be using that much more energy or CPU usage, right? And it's literally just the same exact processes of how the device has been used, and we see that spike in the CPU usage, then that may indicate something something malicious, unfortunately. So let's take a look at the memory, right? So a sudden increase in memory and CPU utilization usually indicates that malware software is running on the device. Let's see Ethernet, all right? Let's take a look there. So this kbps, all right, and then let's see here at the resource monitor. And also an increase in Ethernet utilization might indicate a denial of service attack on the device as well. So this gives us a bit of a different overview. I like this dashboard a bit better. I could see everything. Let's see. Look at the resource monitor. CPU. Everything that's running, all of the threads, the average. So we know what to look for. And as far as what's normal and what's an abnormality, right? So for this as well, usually more information about the different services run the device. Usually displayed mostly between the CPU and the memory. So, and also the network, as far as the main idea of what we want to take a look at here, as far as the malicious services that we want to catch, right? So let's take a look at the disk as well. Just want to browse around just so we can see the activity, what normal activity can look like, right? Because malicious software that consumes memory on the disk can be detected here and stopped, right? So just again, browsing through, and so we can see what a normal day looks like for the most part. Actually close this out. Now we're just going to open up the File Explorer. Oh, they already have it open. Okay. So take a look at the internal suite, and then let's take a look at the Pro. Process XP64. I believe that's it. All right, so this is the let's see, the license agreement. All right, so this is the, as you can see on the for the dialog box, this is the process explorer. Let's take a look at the system information. There's a lot going on. All right, so now it opens by default with all the processes running on the device. And we can monitor these processes to ensure there's no malicious processes running. And it shows a lot more information than the native task manager application we were just using. So let's take a look at the CPU tab, right? So the system information window, it just displays the resource utilization I was mentioning earlier. So more detail can be seen on these different tabs as far as the handles, the threads, and the processes, and a little bit of graphs here as far as what, see any potential spikes, as far as anomalies that we want to take a look into if we see anything out of the ordinary. So we can see a more detailed result shown on the memory utilization here as well, physical memory, and how much of it we have left versus what's being used. And let's see the graphical processing. So we can see that here, which is virtually none, really, right? So let's just get out of here. Just wanted to take a look at the details. Now, more information, as I mentioned, was available in the GPU tab because there was no GPUs that were being allocated. But we can use that utilization as well to determine if any malicious services are running, like a Bitcoin miner or something like that. So let's take a look at the search app. Let's see. There it is. Take a look at that process. So we can actually take a look here. Actually, you know what? Let me do something else. So we just to stop that. Yeah. So if let's say if a malicious process was detected, right, we can actually terminate the specific process that they removed the malicious software. Easier said than done, but that's one way to do it. But I'm actually going to close this out and the File Explorer. So now we can take a look at monitoring resource utilization on a Linux device instead of just Windows OS. So we can actually open up PowerShell for that. So secure shell, admin, we're gonna do this. Threes always get in the way. All right, so we can take a look here. It should ask me a question. Ever loads. Okay. Okay, for some reason it timed out. Let's try it again. Again, what's going on? Let's restart it. All right, so I got it up and running. All right, so as far as the response that we needed versus it timing out. So now I'm going to enter in the password. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. Now we can do our next command here. All right, perfect. And now we can actually exit. Figure out what we needed. It should give me a different response. But anyway, executing the command I just had for the top N10 just displays the first 10 numbers of repetition processes. All right, so now I'm just going to take a look at something else really quick here. Okay. All right, not bad. All right, so now it displays the processes for a specific user, and this can be useful to determine if like malicious applications are running on the system. But from the output, several types of information are available that could be used to investigate resource utilization. So actually, let me, there it is. All right, perfect. So actually, get this here, just top. Right. So I just hit the Z key to turn everything red to make it a bit easier to read. Just making it more visible for the most part. Then I can exit out of it. So let's do another command to take a look at something here. Of course. Should ask me a question. It doesn't. All right, that's fine. So there it is. Yes. All right, it's just executing command to install the relevant package that we want. All right, perfect. So it's complete. So let's continue. It's top. It's perfect. And the top actually is an application. It's another one that can be used to monitor processes on a Linux device. Um, and it's just doing a few things. Perfect. It's complete. All right. Now top. Now we can see a bit of everything. So these are the processes that are currently running on the device, right? And there are different colors for different processes, right? So let me see if this will work. There it is. I wasn't sure because of my keys here. Let's see. Take a look here. All right, so now I'm using a filter to display the services that are running on the admin user account. So now I'm just going to I press F6 to get there, and I'm just going to press F10. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah, it does work. I'm not sure if it's because I'm on the Mac, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll just get out of here to close the session. And that's it for at least that portion. So now we could do another exercise, which is going to be detecting unauthorized user privilege escalation. So we want to make sure we're able to monitor account privileges, right, and determine if an account has been assigned unauthorized privileges, right? So if a user is detected that has unauthorized privileges, it might indicate that a network has been compromised, right? So we're going to be doing some auditing on user accounts to those accounts that are enabled. And the user will be assigned unauthorized privileges, and we're going to look at Event Viewer to detect these unauthorized privileges. So first, let's enable user privilege monitoring. So let's see, let's go to this one here. We're going to go to group policy management, of course. All right, then let's expand this guy, that guy, that guy, and of course, I'm going to click OK here. All right, perfect. And then we're going to edit this, of course. Now, when we do this, the default domain policy, when we change it, it applies to all the network users and computers. In a real world scenario, a separate group policy would be created and only apply to a selected group of devices or users, depending on your the setup, right? So let's continue with this one here. So let's take a look at the policies, Windows, security, best audit. Actually, let me, there it is. But it should, okay. There it is. Audit policy, that's what I was looking for. All right, so account management. Okay. Perfect. And then let's take a look at the audit security group management. Actually, yeah, that's what we wanted. All right, so now we're just going to enable the configuring following event. And then we're going to, test that. Let's enable both of these, apply. All right, so enabling the security management policy will enable the auditing of security groups in an active directory. So if a user is added to the security group, then a log will be created that can be viewed in the Event Viewer. So let's close this out. Actually, I think I might need that now. All right, perfect. So let's go back to our PowerShell. All right, and then group policy update. Perfect. So we can actually close that out. And then let's see, make sure I'm in the correct one. All right, perfect. So we're good there. So now we're just going to be generating auditing logs to determine if the applied policies work correctly. Let's see here. Oh, it's right on there. All right, so actually let's do new user. Right, and then we should do student room. I'll do Michael Scott again. And then user logon name, Stu Scott. I think that's what his name would be, you know, if he had to create his own. All right, let's do that. Next. And then actually, let's see. Should be this one, okay. Going to do some adding. Check so we can get that underscore, well, not underscore, underline. Okay. Now that user was added to the domains admins group, just so I can speak to what I'm doing. Now in a real world scenario, if a network account was compromised, right, and privileges on the account were escalated, the attacker would then create an obscure account and specific privileges and then remove the escalated privileges from the compromised account, right? So let's close this out so we can do a bit more detecting. All right, so let's take a look at the event viewer. The log security. We're looking for a particular event. If it ever loads, 4728. Actually, let me open this up better. I'm not seeing it. Should be 4728. Let me try one more time here. Yeah, I don't see it, but normally what would happen is I would take a look at the properties for that event, and it would be under the Microsoft Windows Security Auditing pop-up. And then we would just take a look to see the details of it. It would usually display that the administrator account, um, it was added to the Michael Scott account I just created, was added to the domain admin group. And then it would indicate that the administrator account may have been compromised and is used for privilege escalation on the network. So let's actually look for um, another one here. If that one populates for me. Got a lot of events there. Yeah, still nothing, but same concept as far as the administrator group been modified. The security group, which might be again another indication that the account may have been compromised. So we're at the end of the video. We've done some identifying and analyzing malicious activity. So overall, we did some analyzation. I think that's the word. We did some analyzing for resource utilization and detecting unauthorized user privilege escalation. And on the next video, we're going to get into tools for identifying, attack methodology frameworks on the next video, and I'll see you there.